of light and love, welcome on in. My divine panel. My cream girl. Hi. Hi. You know what, like, kind of bugs me? When I when I get on the phone, like, just doing the, I don't know, just customer service related things. And at the very tail end, we're just like, okay, have a good day. They're like, bye. Bye. Oh my God, who, what? No, don't do that. I'm a little old school, and I when I hear that, I mean, it's cool for other things, but maybe I'm just a little old school. Anyway, I just feel like when I hear that on the other end, I feel like the other person is not professional. Okay, bye. Bye. So, like, they hate their job so much, and I'm like, oh my God, that's who I'm dealing with. That's who's, you know, I'm in their hands right now, or whatever, you know. So anyway, it always just makes me feel like, oh, I can't trust that person. You know, they're not gonna follow through. Okay, bye. Anyway, so what's the plan, Batman, for me right now? I want to know. So I was shuffling, and this came through. It's a 6 of Swords in reverse. Just chill. Just chill. This pre-header card. And the pre-header card was ancestral, or like roots. It was a 4 of Wands in reverse. So it's self, what is it? Not self-actualization. That's the Lover's card. Self-realization, okay? But if it's in reverse, I feel like it's self-realization amongst, because it has dual meaning. So we're not just talking about straight up ancestors. Like, it's not just a cheat sheet, one-worded card when dealing with it. And I feel like with the repetition, our ancestors would like something more than just saying like, oh yeah, tag, you're it, you know? It's kind of like passing the buck a little bit when you when you're doing divination, or at least when I'm doing divination, that they seek for us to find more meaning. And so with that, it's self-realization relative to the environment. And so the only way you can do that reflection, like for clarity, if we're doing the mirror thing, is to like be still and just chill. Yeah. So you'll really see. It's kind of like hide and go seek, and you're like, or like Marco Polo, and someone's like really close, and so you're like, oh, and they're swiping their hands around, blindfold or whatever, and if you move, you're gonna be found out. It's kind of like that. How is it like that? It's talking about disturbing the waters, right? So you get to really observe the environment, not just when you're like moving around and like interacting with it, but definitely when you're just monitoring the area and seeing how people are when you like blend into the background, right? So that's the pre-header card. And then the pre-header card was emphasized by the chill time. And then the header cards came through, which is the Knight of Presents or Pentacles on the left side, which is a delivery. Receipt, deliver. Or the delivery is received otherwise. Anyway, Queen of Wands in reverse on the right-hand side. I guess you could say that there's some evil workings happening. But that's all the more reason, you know, when people like are flailing, like, where are you? They're really blind. Their soul is really blind because they're reaching out in desperation, flailing their limbs, causing a ruckus, picking fights with whoever they come across. So it's just kind of, it's reckless living anyway. And so there's that around. Okay? And you're not going to get the full scope, I should know, by constantly interacting with it. Whether you rationalize with it, or try to rationalize with it, whether you try to heyoka, like, let me give you a taste of your own medicine. Let me tell you off in a way that you cannot unhear it. In any part of your life. You know, so there's like different ways in you approach things, and you get to learn different facets, of course. But here they're saying, what's the plan, Batman? There's this is going to be very effective in not dispensing so much energy, because when you're working with like energetic vampires, people who are with lack of better term or even labeling anything, people who are or energetics that are very selfish. And the me crew, just, it's best to opt out of all of that. Yeah. So that stuff, like, I realize it doesn't affect my paycheck. Ultimately it does not. If you look at the underlying magic of it all, those who don't even dabble in the occult or whatever, they come to see over time. And the more you move with clarity, whether still or not, the more it's seen. So, you know, the universe kind of fights for you in that realm. So this is a delivery that is received because I'm conserving my energy. So it's like, the divine is not going to give you like X amount of wealth if you're going to be like dishing it out wistless, what is it, just wastefully. and so you actually, instead of, you know how it's kind of like you share more and then that you get more. In this realm, no, like giving out more does not equate to like clearing your space. That's more of like assisting in the depletion of it. So you learned this, I can say this, through many variations of revolutions. Sometimes with the same people, but then it gets reduced over time, but then you see it in somebody else, or you don't really see it until you see it, and then it gets reduced again. And then, so it gets reduced every single time. It moves from sentience to sentience, and which is like, that's a beautiful part of the practice or the craft. And so there's a little bit of like sinister energy here. Sinister synergistics. Sinister synergy here. In a way, it's like, "Muhahaha, I've caught on to you." And so you just do your own little thing, like it's kind of being like a player where you act like this role, or you make believe, okay, I gotcha, I understand, you know, but at the same time you don't deliver like what is proposed to meet your end of the bargain, because they never delivered the other side to you. So you're like, I get your game. You're the role model here, right? You're setting the tone, right? Okay, I understand. So it's kind of like that. Yeah. I mean, dude, I don't know how long I'm supposed to be here for. Like, I don't know what the next steps are. And people can talk smack whatever they want. But what's the plan, Batman? Obviously, I'm in receptivity mode, but not just receptivity mode, but I am receiving divine drops. Yeah. So it's kind of like feeling the frequency within a large body of water. So divine drops, that big droplet of water comes through, and there's an impact. You notice it more once you're still. If there's a lot of stuff moving around, you can't notice it amongst the shuffles, right? So there's something that is very focused in this energy. And the Queen of Wands, in reversal, ultimately, within what we just described, is somebody who's supremely magical and is taking a step back. Being, again, objective. Standing apart and just looking at everything. And when you don't really know what the next steps are, the best thing to do is just remain chill. Like it's not quite damage control, but it can lean towards that if need be. It's more like setting yourself up for success, not knowing what the next steps are. It's just being really calm, chill, and patient with it all. And the only way that you're going to really get to that point is kind of like motioning yourself in such a manner where you're kind of fooling yourself into this, not fooling yourself, but like, it's kind of the inner child, like, okay, it's slow-mo now. What do we do here? So it's elongating this increment that feels like the long game, like condensed. So what are all the resources here? What's actually going on when you slow down? So they told me to pick that one. 10 of Pentacles in reverse, hidden gems. Gems, for sure. So there's treasure buried. To be found. What's the plan, Batman, for me right now? I think these are just hidden gifts, hidden things that I have yet to discover. Like, I'm really good at what I do. I freaking know that. Nobody can convince me of otherwise. Nobody can gaslight me and say, like, oh, I guess that's kind of right, or it's sort of kind of right. I've run into so many people in real life where they're like, I don't know, that doesn't, like, it's like a little bit right, but then, you know, they get a little technical, or like, I know that they're just trying to shake me off their scent. Or it's just like, it's too right, and they don't want to admit to it. Like, I just know the difference. And so, you know, like, I don't have any doubt, like, nobody can, or like, or I met people in real life and they're like, I kind of, you know, I've watched one or two things, like, they don't admit to it. Like, these people who are like fumble on their lying, like, come on, you're supposed to be good at this, right? You're not even good at your lying. Like, you do it so often. Why do you do it if you suck? So I think they're projections, you know what I mean? When people realize like they're fumbling, they're like, they're thinking that you have less self-esteem or self-confidence in whatever you're doing, or whatever's, you know, like targeted or addressed, so that they don't feel at their own lacking. But whatever, you know? So I just know in saying, like, okay, I'm really good at this, but there is actually so much more. There could be different variations of what I can do, like seance, like actually so when I channel, it's not like, ooh, all these like, maybe, I don't know, but it doesn't give like the whole Hollywood effect in theatrics. I mean, it shows up on the cards, but you don't, well, sometimes there's lights flickering. I don't know, man, but it's not like what you see kind of in the movies, but I think I can actually do that. I think there's a lot more that I can do. You know how people do the channeling of what do you call it? Galactic beings and all of that. Like direct message. You just got a DM from the Lyrans, or there's, you know, I think there's a lot that I can do, and I just haven't tried to focus in any arena, but receiving the 10 of Pentacles in reverse seated, like that's, you know, that's delivery. But that's like not just a delivery, that's like a shoot of delivery to the Queen of Wands. You know what I mean? Like I'm just down here, I'm laying low, and this is coming through like a funnel, and all of this stuff is coming through. And it's just like stay chill, like remain chill. Don't like cause, don't what do you call it? Don't raise any attention to you or something like that. And this might very well be like some seemingly going against it. But again, you know, the universe has some weird ass ways of having to filter out who doesn't belong. So if anyone's tempted, whether curious or, you know, ill intended, like selfish or ill-intended, the divine is going to like flick them off like fleas. They're not going to be a part of, you know, what's coming through. So it's just like really understanding who has the divine willpower without that's not going to impede on my space or like trespass in my energetics, in my aura fields, in my home, around my children, or anything of that sort. So it, you know, you just gotta trust it. So that's where I'm at right now, and I feel like that's the divine plan. I'm not like like doing graffiti messages like I'm right here, or like, you know, I'm not doing anything that's like I don't feel like I'm doing anything that's not recommended. A simple acknowledgement of what I can and can't do, or what's roughly happening, isn't a permission slip for people to like go nutsoids in my energy, or my family's for that matter. All right, so what's the divine plan? Okay, first, my divine panel, what do you want to say with regards to this? Do you have a clarifier? Any additions or subtractions? Multiplications? What do you want to do? Okay, what is it? It hit the box and my leg, or my foot. King of Cups inverted. I think this is like champagne, like popping the cork, popping bottles. But it's like intimate. It's straight to me. But it like came right, like hit the box, but it wasn't quite like a coffin type of effect. It was, did you hear, it just like, I just remember what it sounded like, and it sounded like the kind of like a cartoon version of popping the cork. That's definitely it. So, oh, that's cool. So there's something about like the apple of someone's eye, and you know, that being like something to pop. So there's something like apple cider or something like that there. Yeah, there's something like kind of wholesome and affectionate and celebrating with me. So 3, 4, 5 pentacles. Even with people who don't really like seemingly don't have much, there's something like really to celebrate that's synonymous with those energetics. Yeah, they're not like celebrating just to celebrate. There's like just because there's a reason to. This is just cause, not just cause, because it's just cause. That's what they're saying. You see it. Oh, do I have my paperwork there? But that's okay. All right, anything else you want to say? Okay, on my toes, what do you know? 3 of Cups inverted, just what we were saying. 5 of Cups extroverted, hold up it there. And 9 of Cups inverted. There's fluctuations. You can't win them all, but I got the majority, like, for real. Yeah. I mean, this is all cups energy. That's crazy. So in total, towards me, even like the addition, subtraction, whatever in total, I still have 7 of cups towards me. That's a lot of options. and they're totally doable. Because like the nature of the beast, like let's say stock market or whatever, there's fluctuations there. But with this, like I come out really, really, really good and shining in the end. Because there's a realization in options, opportunities, etc., that we're not just looking at the cup suit, but this leads, it's like a segue to the other suits. So when we're looking at options and possibilities, the dream state, there's more than just the cups that we're looking at here. It's a bridge towards more than that. So what else do you want to say here? In total, if we're looking at this comprehensively, we've got the 5, the 3, and the 9. So that's what, 8, 9. So we got 17 here, which is the star card. Holy frickin' moly! That's good. Life is good. It's only getting better. So the only like little bit of like worrisome stuff here is the 5 of cups. But looking at that, this is kind of like if it's going towards me, facing me, introverted, inverted, that means that the 5 of cups is in reversal. So I've already said my proper goodbyes. Energetically, I might still be conversing. I might still be employed at this current job. I might still be like, you know, there's still you know, I'm still doing my job. I'm still getting my regular attacks. Again, I got a psychic attack at the very end of the day, sitting there trying to go over stuff as like a last minute call to from my boss to sit in his office while I'm getting psychic attacked. And prior to that, the rumbles in my stomach or whatever, it was just like, dude, you know, this is the bonus round. Let's get used to receptivity on the delivery. Like, I know 100%. I know 1,000%. I can definitely wager on the fact that I am getting bonus points out of this. There's no doubt. It's not like, oh, wishful thinking or like, I better be getting something out of this or no, I know there is, by what had happened. Oh my God, I didn't even tell you. So crazy. Okay, can I say it? Let me just, okay, so we got this here. It's good. It's great. It's wonderful. And so 17 here, okay? And then the precursor was the poppin' bottles dude. That's the 18th card. You know what that is? That's a frickin' moon card. The universes are manifesting-ish to me, for me. It's wonderful. Like, they're coming through for me. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to think of, like, another preposition lead into like trying to modify and with accuracy, but no, they are manifesting for me. I almost said because of me, but like that's taking, I feel like that's partial credit. I can't take it all because I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. They're doing right by me. It's freaking awesome. That's the high priestess. That's a queen of cups right there. Just like, oh, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? Freya, what are we going to do? So there's that. And that's actually looking at the potions that we just last talked about. That's Hecate. Frickin' Hecate. Hecate. Yeah. What do you want to say, Hecate? La 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 la. What are you gonna say? Knight of Cups, and it opened up to that too. That's a lot of love. That's a lot of love. Look at wearing the lab coat. Oh, like I'd stop the world and melts with you. So you've seen the difference, and it's getting better all the time. Oh my gosh, what? Slay it down there. What is it? So what is this? 8 of Swords in reverse. Unstucking self. Look, freedom. That's so awesome. You know, there's a sense of freedom in, I was going to say celebrity, but I was meaning to say celebrating. So there's definitely a freedom, like, in a certain status that one holds in just like in celebrating in this manner. It's insane. It's freeing. You free yourself up. King of Wands. So this is definitely saying that I've got the leads. I've got the, you know, this reminds me of the Scranton branch in The Office, where I think they were, I forget, they were gonna have some kind of like buyout or something like that. And there, but, or was it like the reassignment of roles, and how Michael Scott was going to redistribute whoever's leads to somebody else, and it's like that's what somebody worked for their whole lifetime. And then yeah, I feel like that's what had happened, and they're like, no. Yeah, there was just like a switch up of leads. I don't, but something like that. That's what happened. So anyway, I have all the leads. You see, like, how big are you? I'm that big. I'm that big. You know, like I'm that tall, or, you know, I love you that much, you know. Okay, so can I tell them? Can I tell them how I know how this is super duper accurate as we move along? Can I tell them, Hecate? You tell me. It's okay. I'll listen. Queen of Cups. Dude. That's a lot of cups. Like, I feel it. No. She said, go ahead and validate yourself. On that note, it doesn't change how you feel about things. Divulging these things isn't going to change, like, your, like, decrease your value or your ability, to, or even availability. It's not going to act as a cumbersome force. This is what's actual and true. Okay. So, in revising, like, what do you call it? Updating, finalizing my videos. I finished one where it was like saying something that, like, if how the ancestors have like multi-factor authentication, basically, like my crew has that within like a gateway type of roll call, and so with their own specialties. So you know, I said something about, and if you come after my kids, especially, that is, you know, I'll make it so matter of fact that that will be taken care of. Those situations will be handled firmly. And then the same hour that I finished that, not even an hour had passed. Like, I would say like a few minutes passed. Somebody's dog, the girl that did me supremely wrong, she loves to gamble, and she takes out her angst on other people with like the thrill of gambling things, thinking that she can get away with it. So her dog nearly keeled over. Like, eyes started rolling back, couldn't walk straight, like total, like had to be rushed to the hospital, etc. That told me that she was guilty of targeting my son. And you know how I know? It's because that weekend he started bleeding profusely from his nose. About half an hour. That's a lot of blood. So to do that to my child, or to any of my children, to come after them like that, there are severe consequences. And that was just the flavor of it. So, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all. That just told me, like, the divine just marked her guilty. And that's just the start of it, you know? Of one single recent offense. That's just the start of it. So, the other validation that I do know is that I think in the same thing, the same video, I was talking about top secret projects, Operation, like, Salt Packet or something like that. I didn't know what I was thinking. That evening, yesterday, last night, we've made fish so many times. This is the saltiest it has ever been, like almost inedible. And we didn't even do that too. Like, we didn't like butcher it with like a huge ratio of salt. But anyway, that's how I know. Everything is pretty much instantaneous as things roll out. So I know for a fact when I'm being attacked, for sure, I am getting my bonus points. Like, I do. There's nothing that convinced me of otherwise. Like, all of these things, it was too eerily accurate. The slips and falls, like, I have a strange feeling that somebody, like, basically body slammed themselves. And that was, again, the boss in writing. Like, slipped up and, like, bam. You know? And the older you get, the more that hurts. So, you know, being that I was cyclically attacked in his office the past, I don't know, 5 o'clock forwards, that was insane. Like, there were like 2 or 3 attempts, but they were very piercing harsh. I could tell that the amount of effort put behind it. And it was just like, God, when are you gonna give it up? You know what I mean? The jig is up. So I just know. Yeah. So what do you want to say about that, Hecate? What you gotta say, Hecate? Page of Cups and the Two of Wands. Let's give it up for Tina. Let's give her a round. Sit at the table, Tina. You have spoken the truth. You have sized it up correctly. You are speaking the truth. You might as well be the freaking bartender, managing, like, the ongoings of what truly happens on the day-to-day. The truth, like the meat, the substance of, like, what's actually transpiring. You got it. You got to sit at the table. You don't have to drink it now. We'll hold it for you off to the side. You want to hold it for a souvenir? Go ahead. Do whatever the fuck you want. You earn yourself not just a seat, but also a bottle just like the King of Cups. Like, oh, it has your name on it. There's a label on it. Come on. That's what I got. Oh my gosh, yes, for sure. Because you know what this is? Oh my gosh, I just noticed there is a fish on here. So it's like Jesus Christ energy. And then you see the eyes. I noticed it right after. Okay, let me see. Do Tina mentality here. Oh, do you see that? Can you see it? It's the eyes have a big X, 2 X's on it. So that's judgment 20. 20 ojos. Yeah, 20 eyes. 20 on the eyes. Yep. That is what's happening. It's good. It's good. I know. I could kind of feel somebody trying to do like a mental, what do you call it? A psychic attack from back here? But it's weak. It's weak. That's what the divine has shown me. Oh, wait. I'm showing it like that. Okay. Whoopsie. All right. So, what's the plan, Batman, for me right now? Hecate. Anything else you want to say? I feel honored. All those cups, all those potions, like, holy smokes. Are we missing any? Maybe the 2 of Cups the Six of Cups, 7, 8, Ace. Anyway, oh, the Dark Night of the Soul. We're here. All right, so again, the Queen of Wands in reverse. There's something like sinister synergy here. It's what do you want to say about this? It's like having the Midas touch, but Medusa style. You see? And so there's something about like the things that are touched. I don't, in this realm, they turn into stone, which is pretty crazy if you know where I work and names of people. You will know, like, this is an easy clue. Come on. You're like the people that know what I do, like my secret society people, you can do the math. You can do the like little detective work. That's crazy, right? Dark Night of the Soul. So we're reappearing here on the Sinister Synergy. What do you want to say? Hi, good day. Is she trying to channel you? I think she's trying to channel you. Fuck her. Oh, 4 of Wands in reverse. The roots. This was an undercover, you see, like vampiric undercover family, you know? Or that's what they call themselves anyway, a family. It's just a grouping, transactional grouping, where you scratch my back, I scratch yours, that kind of thing. It's definitely like that there. So there is definitely some favoritism, a lot of favoritism. They just try to hide it. Like, I like to be, you know, I try to do what's just, what's fair. No, like, I don't do any, you know, I don't even want to add, no, take that off my plate. No. That's your plate, remember? So, I ordered something different. But there's something about, like turning them over. Like, as long as they're, doing things undercover, hitting below the belt or whatever, beyond the ethers, whatever you want to call it, whatever their methods are, they're, how do I say it? I already see, like, was it the root of all evil? Like, I already see their roots, you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I feel like with the work that I do there, it's almost like charity. It's not just like some simulation where I get to advance myself through these learning activities that are not proposed in that way, but you gotta like make it so. And I just, sometimes I feel like I do what I do so well, and I create such an impact, even with, especially those that don't acknowledge me with properly. So it kind of comes off as like charity work, you know, and sometimes you, like, a lot of the times you would think that going out of your way, or, you know, like putting in the extra effort, that charity work is assumed to be done for people that want the help, that know how to say thank you sincerely, energetically, without fucking you over. That you can be selective with your charity work. And I don't know if life is telling me that. I feel like this is just a different hybrid. And I think this is the way it's supposed to go with this particular arena, just because people need to be taught hard lessons. They definitely do. And that's just what it is. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird for, okay, cut off to this, but the Empress in reverse right there. So I kind of feel like, you know, I'm really digging into my feelings here, like trying to like see what's accurate. And I honestly don't, like, with what happened with her dog, I don't feel bad at all. Like, I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel, I'm kind of just like indifferent. I feel like it doesn't warrant anything from me. I just feel like she gets what she deserves. That, you know, whatever's to roll out for her is some real heartbreak, some real pain. Because once you get the exposure to what you can comprehend as love, and that's kind of like just taken away because you took it for granted, that's your business, not mine. That's something that somebody has to basically live with. I really feel like that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like she said that she just, like, she's seeing someone. That's what was divulged in the last, like, get together. But something tells me that, like, I don't think that he's for real, for real. I think it's, oh, can I tell them? Can I tell them? I could say, my divine panel, what do you want to say? Strength in reverse and the King of Pentacles. Ooh, she's going to get a taste of her own medicine for sure. That's what that's saying. Yeah, I don't, it's like hands-free control. Like the divine is doing their thing. Yeah. In multiple levels, that's what's happening. What? Okay, so are they trying to like summon you, Hecate? Like, is that what's going on with the previous? I just remembered asking you that question here. I feel like they are, but at the same time, they have no pull because they pride themselves in like they don't speak the same lingo, nor do they have the same heart nor intent, and that's why they, you know, what do you call it? Hecate is screening her calls. You know, it's just like it goes straight to the answering machine, and so there's some form of like a ghosting there. Yeah, yeah, like you're not speaking the same language. You're not, no. Yeah. Okay. So, back to me. What's the divine plan, Batman? For me right now. The final, like, what do you want to say? What do you want to say? Because it's 44:04 on the clock. Bam. What's divine plan? Ace of Swords in reverse. A lot to, Are we talking about mending here? I think it's about creating. You know, like how you, like, what does it say? Keep your nose to the grindstone. It's like, it's kind of like mind your own business, mind your own castle mentality here. It's like, I'm I'm doing my own thing. I don't need to figure out the truth of everybody's like business. I'll receive my downloads, you know, as they come through, as they're needed. But right now, like, it was just important for me to create and do my own thing, and that threads me with the ultimate divine, like the communication, you see. So there's something about not just the art of, you know, my own fixings, like my own, like also helping off to the side, but this is the fine art of embroidery, patience, and figuring out how methods of like different methods of stitches to create a panel that is not just filled with texture, but also is aesthetically pleasing. So when you're doing like embroidery, it's almost like the essence of Braille. Yeah, so that's very interesting. So I could probably do something like that. I'm probably good at that too. Yeah, doing like embroidery Braille. That's so lovely. I think I'm gonna be doing that. Yay! So you know, I how do I say this? Maybe there's somebody out there that does that, but I know that for this particular niche thing, it's for me. So if somebody tries to do it, you know, good, how do I say it? I don't know. Divine has different ways of dealing with things, so I'm just supposed to try my hand at that. Okay, yay. What else do you want to say? That's like my takeaway here. I don't know. I feel like that's good. The Lovers in reverse. Top of the deck, Knight of Wands. Wolf. So I have, is that a werewolf? Yeah. So you know, like people who have like very intense jobs or whatever, they could either be, you know, work in financial industry, or what I was hearing is like assassin energy. That's funny to go from financial to like assassins. But you know, like those intense arenas. Not only do I have like the wolves of Wall Street in my corner, but like the werewolves, like the ultra top members. That's crazy. Like they'll show up, how do I say it? They'll make themselves known if needed, as needed. But for the most part, this is how they are to me. Like undercover. That's so sweet. Let me just make sure. I don't want to like jump to conclusions, but what do you say? The 8 of Wands in reverse. We're not gonna say. We're not gonna kiss and tell. That's enough of that. Oh, I wasn't 100% sure. I don't know. Like sometimes, like I just think maybe I get carried away with things. That is not getting carried away for sure. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for now. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for all donations provided in Light and Love, of Light and Love, that reciprocate equally. Thanks so much. Now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my energy, all my power to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, and refortification in me, and only me, hassle-free, no attachments, no bother, but all bonus points. Thanks so much. Now, upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas to assist in the secrets of roll out in light and love. I close the portals in this reading right now.